Now we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty of what Indians are all about.
I still say we Indian people are believers in the truth. This is the way of life that was given to your people. You're born an Indian, you're going to die an Indian. Indianness is a good life. You're facing an Indian this afternoon.
Good Saturday afternoon out there, everyone. Welcome to your number one source for Native American television news. It's Muskogee Vision. I am your host, Jason Salzman, here in the Muskogee Media Studios. Got a great show lined up for you this week. Lots of things to get to. A new prenatal program at the Muskogee Creek Nation Division of Health. Also, we'll take a look in with the Muskogee Loan Fund, see how things are going over there with that department. Also, a great little program going on just in time for prom season. We know that's coming up. We'll talk a little bit more about that a little bit later on. And also, the students at the College of Muskogee Nation getting ready to go to a national conference from the Native American Higher Education Association, and they'll be doing some practicing in different types of events, things like that. We've talked to you about basketball, them taking the team for the first time, and now we'll take a look at the hand games competition as they did some practicing here this last week over at the College of Muskogee Nation. So got a lot of stuff out there, and I had some help this week from not only my man Jared Moore here, but also Kevin Barnett putting some of our things together here at Muskogee Media. If you've been following us on social media, and by the looks of our numbers on YouTube, you've been doing a great job following us on there, and as well as our Facebook page. We've got a lot of different stories out this week, a lot of things to cover, and a lot of things coming up on the program, and we'll get to that a little bit later on. So buckle in, don't go anywhere, stay with us through this first commercial break. You are watching your favorite show, Muskogee Vision.
Don't be a hockey puck. It's time for some red-hot action on the ice with the Tulsa Oilers and the Muskogee Creek Nation. Sunday, March 31st at 4:05 p.m. at the BOK Center, when the Tulsa Oilers take on the Utah Grizzlies in the grudge match of the season. So bring the whole family for all the action and all the fun. Pick up your tickets at the Muskogee Creek Nation Office of Public Relations and be there for the Muskogee Creek Nation night with the Tulsa Oilers, March 31st at 4:05 p.m.
The Muskogee Creek Nation is the proud sponsor of the Tulsa Oilers. All vouchers must be redeemed with actual tickets for the BOK box office and the Tulsa Oilers operations office. Vouchers expire March 31st.
The Muskogee Creek Nation and the Tulsa Oilers. Come get ya.
It was a people of Lojaboga who settled here. They brought all they had left from the journey, and ashes from their ceremonial fires in Alabama to say, now this is our home. They call the place Tallahassee. Today it's called Tulsa. And today the Muskogee Creek Nation is still here, providing services for our citizens and our community. This is our home, and it's about the people. The Muskogee Creek Nation, honoring the past, embracing the future.
As Muskogee Creek people, it is our responsibility to pass on the knowledge of our ancestors just as they did, to build strong character and good judgment. That's why we make every effort and take every opportunity to train our youth in the skills they need to be a strong people in the days to come. To be tomorrow's leaders, we must never forget our past and always embrace our future. The Muskogee Creek Nation, we are advancing Native families.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the show, and we're glad to be starting out this week with something that's very, very important to us, and that's the health of our babies here at Muskogee Creek Nation, specifically at the Division of Health, talking with Dr. Megan Wilson. She is a board-certified physician, and she is over at the Omogi Indian Health Center, and they've started a prenatal program. Back a few months ago, we talked with Sean Terry at Health about starting a series, taking the community health profile and looking at some of the statistics in it and talking with some of our physicians specifically about those statistics and some of the issues we have. One of those, and we wanted to start out with it, was our infant mortality rates. So we went and talked with Dr. Wilson about our prenatal program, its implementation, how things are going so far. We even got to go in and visit with Dr. Wilson as she had a visit with one of her pregnant patients. So very glad to have Dr. Wilson on this week talking about this new program.
I'm Megan Wilson. I'm a board-certified family medicine physician. I'm also the clinical director at the Okmulgee Indian Health Center here in Okmulgee, and I'm starting up our prenatal care program here in Okmulgee as well. Our health and our wellness starts with birth, and really before birth with pregnancy. So when we see that infant mortality is increased, and the Creek Nation is actually almost double what citizens in this area see as well. So that's really concerning. But when you see that, that means that overall health is also waning in that population. So very concerning just from the infant standpoint, and it's also concerning for long-term health. When we saw that, first thing was how do we mitigate that problem and help improve our health overall with all of our citizens, and we start with pregnancy. We start before our citizens are even born. We had talked for a long time about starting a prenatal care program within Creek Nation, and then that study kind of really spurred it to go forward quickly. Since then, we have really jump-started and have started taking patients as far back as October for prenatal care services, and we're seeing a huge boom in our patient care and how many patients we're seeing for that and all of those kinds of things. Right now, I'm the only provider who's providing prenatal care services within the Creek Nation system. We're hoping to expand that as we get the word out and as we get more patients within the system. We've bought specialized equipment to help educate patients as well as take care of them during their pregnancy. We have ultrasound services that are within the clinic now, so I can do ultrasounds on every prenatal visit, which is extremely helpful. It helps with education, it helps check on baby, it kind of does multiple different things. We've also set up agreements with Hillcrest for delivery services. We have the ability to conference with maternal fetal medicine specialists. So for high-risk patients, we have a large diabetic population within our community, and that affects pregnancy as well. So we have really good communication that's been set up with them. So we really are attacking this from every angle that we can to improve our health of our pregnant patients. Historically, prenatal care started with obstetricians and family physicians, and we saw patients from the time they got pregnant, usually before they got pregnant, and through their pregnancy, and then we would deliver their babies. Things have changed in the last probably 10 years as far as malpractice coverage and coverage for delivery services. So a lot of rural hospitals just don't have the abilities to do deliveries anymore. Okmulgee Hospital is unfortunately one of those hospitals. We did have a labor and delivery service open about 15 years ago, and just due to changes in the times, that has gone to the wayside. So as of now, Okmulgee is not available for delivery. That's why it's super important that we have really good relationships with our hospitals in Tulsa so that we can have really good care and kind of seamless coverage for our patients that are delivering. Rural physicians in the past have been family medicine doctors. Specialists were more localized into the suburban area or the urban areas, and suburban areas were more family medicine. As times have changed and malpractice coverage has changed, unfortunately the legal system has affected a lot of how we take care of patients. We still have a huge population of family medicine doctors that are in rural places, but they aren't taking care of pregnant patients anymore. So that has led to a drought of medical services in rural populations. So that really affects infant mortality too. When you can't give appropriate care for prenatal patients, for pregnant patients, for preconceptive counseling, talking to patients about what they need to be on as far as prenatal vitamins before they get pregnant, all of those things really over time affect our overall health because we end up having unhealthy babies and unhealthy mamas and unhealthy families. You know, I would love to expand. I would love to have more specialists. I would love to have maternal fetal medicine and high-risk specialists that maybe came down and visited our facilities here. I would love to have delivery services closer to home for these patients. It's really difficult for them to get to Tulsa or to Oklahoma City for delivery, and those are really the closest places. So I think if the more we expand and the more patients that we're able to take care of, the better we're going to be off in the next 30 years even. You know, if we help mamas be better, healthier, take care of their families, understand the components of a healthy lifestyle, and we start that when they're in their 20s, when they're first getting pregnant, you know, it's gonna have a trickle-down effect that I think is really gonna change the health of our citizens for the long term. You know, I just want to make sure people know the services that we offer, and that they really come out and listen to what we have to say, and you know, take their health in their hands and let us help them.
All right, I want to thank Dr. Wilson again. Such a great interview there. Lots of good information. Also, you know, what is available at the Okmulgee Indian Health Center and what isn't. You know, a lot of people out there may not know the services and may come looking for something else and realize that we don't offer that. So great information there from her. And we'll continue that series as we go through the community health profile, looking at other health statistics and talking with other physicians as well. So I want to thank Sean Terry, the Division of Health, and specifically there, Dr. Wilson, for their time on that very important subject. Well, moving along, the Muskogee Loan Fund, as a lot of people know, the last couple years has helped people prepare taxes. They've offering a free service for people out there that at tax time that may not have a little extra dough to pay a tax preparer. So the Muskogee Loan Fund has been providing that service. We talked to them about that, but not only that, but really the state of the loan fund and what they're looking to accomplish in the coming years.
The Muskogee Loan Fund is a governmental economic development effort focused on promoting access to financing for local community business and financial literacy amongst citizens. Muskogee Media spoke with Muskogee Loan Fund Chief Executive Officer Christopher Colburn about the services offered and the impacts observed in the program's history.
What we are is a community development financial institution. That's not a bank, it's not a credit union. And we deal with people that might have challenges getting access to money. That's, we're like a pre-bank in that aspect. So maybe people have never had the opportunity to get a loan to get started on something, or they've made mistakes. Pretty endemic in all of Northeast Oklahoma, but especially in Native culture, is financial awareness and habits. And when people have needs at the table, sometimes they're desperate. And so what you have to protect against is people that would take advantage of our people, predatory lending. And really what CDFI does is we help create assets. And then over time, as clients maybe might borrow from us to finance a business, they'd pay us off, and now they're able to go get bigger loans at better rates from larger institutions. So in some ways, we're like a school. People come in at one skill set, maybe one credit score, one awareness of how to run a business, and then by the time they're done, they come out that much better and able to prepare. And we measure that growth. Where do they start from? Maybe they're barely surviving, and then at the end, they're employing 5 or 6 people and doing so much better. Where we are now at 2 years in is we were in a bad shape, positionally, financially, 2 years ago. Now we're in a very, very good position. We're considered very successful nationally by U.S. Treasury, who is our regulator. That's who we're certified by, and by our peers in the Native community as far as Native CDFIs across the country. So now we're having some positive growing pains. We were set up to be this special thing, and we still have a special relationship with the tribe. But now how do we make that get to the next step? So the next step for us, there's always a challenge. Initially, we didn't have enough qualified people to lend to. We had to develop their skills to be ready to finance. Now a lot of those relationships are maturing, and now and ongoing I'm going to have the issue of do I have enough funds available to lend to these people to now get their boots on the ground and get going. So lending capital is going to be an ongoing concern. And one of the tools in the future, if we can work with the tribe to figure that out, is possibly getting nonprofit status, and then we could get donated capital from large banks and others that believe in what we're doing. So, we're looking at grants, we look at partnering with the tribe for financing, but eventually we could be completely self-funded. And so it's just how, as we develop in what we do, and there's other things down the road. Maybe someday we could be a nonprofit bank. We could already someday participate in the New Market Tax Credits program, which is investments. All these things are through the U.S. Treasury CDFI fund. And so Muskogee Loan Fund is the vehicle that's already in place for that. It's just a matter of how do we work with who we work with to get there.
Muskogee Loan Fund also offers free tax preparation services from mid-January to mid-April.
We helped 205 people last year. We did 176 returns, and it was mostly my staff, plus about 3 or 4 other employees. And we were kind of asked to do that, asked told, how that works sometimes. And so we were happy to do that. So last year, how we measure impact for what we do is how much money did they save by not having to pay a tax preparer? So that's money that they kept in their household budget. But also how much return did they get back? They went back into their home or in their community. Because typically when we spend money, we spend it more local than not. So last year it was about a $346,000 positive impact for a 12-week project. So huge win. 90% of who we served were Native Americans. Okay. This year, we surpassed that goal at about week 8 of a 14-week season. So this year, we're looking at helping 300 to 400 people, and we have a special focus as an additional product besides VITA, which is Volunteers and Tax Assistance. We also have a TCE, Tax Counseling to the Elderly. So we're focused on our elders 60 and above, to try to help them get theirs done as well. And so altogether, we should 300 to 400 people we're going to help. This year will be well over $500,000 positive impact for a 14-week service project. Glad to help our people. There is a small tie-in to what we do because it's related to money. We haven't really said, hey, how are you, this refund you're getting, what are you doing with it? We didn't do that last year. We're doing that a little bit this year. Have you thought about saving? Have you thought about this? Hey, those few people that are owing, well, you probably need to change how many exemptions you have on your forms so that you hold out enough. We're coaching more and more and tying it back to what we do. But the main thing is just we want to be a service to our people. It all comes back down to the kitchen table. Are people talking or are they fighting? Is there money or is there not? Are you getting where you want to go? And what you're dreaming about or not? Are you surviving? Or some people don't even have the ability to dream yet. Others, maybe they're getting by, but it's check to check, but they have a plan. We can be part of that solution on helping their business plans grow and help them get the skills they need as a business owner to get there. And to me, that is, leveraging capital and people to make our tribe more powerful and homes more peaceful. That's what we're about.
Our thanks to Chris Colburn there, does a great job over at the Loan Fund, and his guys there with him, Robbie Deere, as well as Eric Starr, doing a great job. They really are doing a wonderful job and preparing everybody, and really they're the talk of a lot of the CDFIs around the country, everything like that, about what they're doing here at Muskogee Creek Nation. They're very proud of that. We were glad to be able to spotlight them here this week on the program? Well, as I said in the opener, spring is coming around. It's Easter, it's baseball season, lots of things happening. But one thing that's also happening is it's prom season. We all remember the prom. I think some of us, it's a little harder to remember, a little bit longer ago than we care to admit. But prom season, always fun for juniors, seniors, and really, everybody in high school. You get asked to go to the prom. It's a fun time, and really you want to get up, get dressed, get real nice formal wear on. But not everybody has a lot of money. And prom season coming up, if you're in a pinch, there's a great program being offered at Muskogee Creek Nation.
Prom tickets themselves for students can get up to like $50 just to pay to go to the prom, and then dresses, we've seen dresses range from $50 up to several $100s. We are happy to take any sort of, we're calling it formal wear, so that's like traditional prom or homecoming type dresses, as well as suits for men and women. We don't want to restrict anyone, whatever people consider formal wear.
We would like for this year majority of the dresses to be donated by March, but if not a little bit after, that's totally fine. We would like for them to be dry cleaned, but we know not everyone is going to, so we've actually discussed getting them tailored, dry cleaned. We're going to look at sizes and see the variety of sizes, so we can also tell our seniors we have this many size 12s, this many size 0s, and so on and so forth.
We are really trying to focus on highlighting some of our K through 12 students. We do a lot of really long-term initiatives where, in 5 years you'll see a difference or things like that. So we really wanted to think, what can we do for students right now that they'll see immediately? Basically, we just thought of, when we think of student needs, we see a lot of people come for AP testing fees, or they need a laptop for college, and we're really seeing students have to prioritize their funding, choosing between sort of social events or things that every high schooler deserves to be a part of, and really what they can afford at that time. So we thought, what can we do to sort of help lift that burden and really do something that's fun and focused on just sort of being carefree without having to worry about, oh, do I want to spend money on a prom dress so I can go and be with my friends, or do I need to save up so I can do my college applications?
For more information, they can go to our website, and they can also go to our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for the application. Our application should be uploaded onto our webpage March 1st.
All right, great program there. Please, if you're out there and prom's coming up, maybe an emergency, don't have any cash, strapped for cash, and really need that formal wear, see that program. Contact the ladies that were there, doing a great service there, and I think they'll have a lot of people really want to come and look through their selection. Well, our last story this week, a few weeks ago we showed an archive piece on Native American games. We're so known for games in Native culture, whether it be, the ancient Little Brother to War, stickball game, things like that, but also Native American hand games. That's something that's played at a lot of different cultures, a lot of different indigenous tribes, hand games. And with AHEC coming up, the American Indian Higher Education Consortium coming up, and the College of the Muskogee Nation going to that, there'll be several different things that's going on as part of that. They will be competing in a hand games competition, and we went over and got one of their practices recently.
AHEC's a consortium, American Indian Higher Education Consortium. It's all of the tribal colleges in the nation. They come together for different resources and conferences and stuff. And the one we're preparing for now is our student conference that we have every spring in March. And when we go to that, we compete in different contests and stuff, whether that's film, art, volleyball, basketball, hand games. Hand games is something that varies from tribe to tribe, whether it's song or how it's played or how they do things, but but it's something that's generally found. The gaming part of it, the betting and gaming part of it, is found in quite a few of the Native American cultures.
So on Cheyenne style, you're looking for the marked bone. And so the only way you score points is whenever you're hiding. Your team's hiding. That's the only way you score points. And the other team's guessing. And what's your goal as a guesser is try to get the bones to your side so you can hide and score points.
I got involved with hand games because the songs and just the whole energy from all the people. You know, it's a great feeling. You know, there's a feeling of competition, but a feeling of fun. And you know, and that's what they tell us all the time, that it's, you know, we're here to have fun, just enjoy ourselves and not take it too seriously, but take it seriously at the same time. There's two different types of styles, Cheyenne and Flathead. Cheyenne is probably the more easier one to learn, and because with that one you have to figure, you're guessing for the bone with the black stripe on it, because if you guess it wrong then you lose a point.
That's kind of what AHEC is. It gives us, our students, an opportunity to compete in different forms with the other tribal colleges students from across the nation.
Interesting thing to like go to this convention and just see a bunch of these other Native American colleges coming together and competing and just being close together as a people.
All right, that's going to do it for this latest episode of Muskogee Vision. I want to thank everybody out there for watching us here on the CW 1219 and for going on to our YouTube channel, subscribing there. Our online viewership is going up by the week. We're really, really proud of that. And something I'm very, very proud of is the work that we've done here the last 13 years on Muskogee Vision, Was Native News Today, Was Muskogee Nation News Monthly. Folks, I got to tell you, it's with a little bit of a heavy heart. I tell you that next week will be my last episode as host. I'm going to take a new opportunity, and I'm going to be at the Tribe, just in a different venture. But it's been a great honor of my life to be able to host this show and bring it to you every week. And we're going to have a little bit of fun next week. So I'll save my goodbyes for next week, but just kind of wanted to let everybody know the show will be looking a little different soon. And I won't be on here, so I want to thank everybody out there that watch us, and I want to continue to encourage you to continue to watch even after I'm gone. So everybody out there, have a great week. Keep subscribing to us on our YouTube channel. We love having our viewers on there as well. The more eyes that see us, the more that our content is being seen, shown, and shared. So go to YouTube, hit the red subscribe button, and keep with us here on CW 1219 if you're in the viewing area and you want to watch us on the TV. For Jared Moore, I'm Jason Salzman. We'll see you guys for the final time next week.